This is just a quick video about my Technics SL-1200MK2. I bought this turntable around 2012 to replace my old Iowa LX100, which is a linear tracking front-loading type. That turntable was kind of unreliable and sounded pretty good actually for a linear tracker, but I wanted something that was simple, straightforward, easy to find parts for, and most of all reliable. This turntable is all of those things. It is a fully manual turntable. It does not start or stop the platter when you move the tone arm. It does not lift or return the tone arm in any way. You have to do everything yourself. These turntables were very, very commonly used by DJs. You can still find them used on auction sites, on eBay and other places. It's a great sounding turntable. There are some clones of this turntable out there. There's the Audio-Technica LS-120. There's also a few others made by other cartridge companies. One of the other reasons why I wanted this turntable, or a turntable with this type of tone arm, is the head shell. It's a very common head shell used on many turntables. It's a standard mount, and by having the ability to swap the head shell quickly makes it really great to switch between cartridges without having to remount and realign and all that stuff. Saves a lot of time. There are a couple different ways that manufacturers use to drive their turntable platters. This one's a direct drive turntable. You can tell it's a direct drive just by lifting the platter up. And you can see there's the permanent magnets that drive the platter, and there's the motor itself. It's a multi-phase motor. Belt drive turntables will usually have a large belt wrapped around an inner pulley that connects to a motor off the side. Belt drive and direct drive have trade-offs. With a direct drive, you've got the motor directly under the platter, driving the platter, and as each coil switches on and off to move the platter around, that energy is directly transmitted into the platter. On a well-designed direct drive turntable, that should not be audible, but on some of the clones, they do tend to have noisier motors on them. And an easy way to avoid that entirely is to go with a belt drive system, where you move the motor as far away as possible from the platter bearing, and the motor's own vibrations are isolated from the plinth and isolated from the platter by the rubber belt. These turntables only need very occasional maintenance. There's a bearing down here that just needs a couple drops of oil every 1,000 hours, I believe, of playback time. Other than that, they're very trouble-free. I have not ever had this turntable apart, and it's provided me with many, many years of reliable service. In terms of cartridge compatibility, these turntables are very versatile. It has a medium mass tone arm, so it's compatible with most modern cartridges. It has a 1/2-inch mount, obviously, and a standard head shell mount. It has all the usual adjustments for vertical tracking force and anti-skate, but one thing this turntable has that many don't is an adjustable vertical tracking angle here. This lets you fine-tune the angle that the stylus is contacting the record. The turntable does have some DJ features that I don't use. It's got the pitch control, which I just leave locked at 0. It does have this pop-up light for cueing the record, which can be handy if you're in a dark room. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So this turntable has a pretty long history. It was built from 1979 through 2010. 2010 seems like pretty late to be building turntables, but thanks to the DJs, they were building them up until that point. Eventually sales, I guess, did decline enough, and I think Panasonic was having trouble sourcing some of the parts, so they did cease production for a few years. But then, due to the vinyl resurgence, they picked it up again. I believe in 2016 they announced they were going to bring back the 1200. The price tag is pretty crazy, but in today's market it is more of a boutique item than a regular consumer item. These turntables are pretty easy to find on eBay. Prices range anywhere from $100 to $1,000 depending on the condition. Very often you'll find they are missing the dust cover, and this is just because the DJs tend to toss the dust covers when they gig the turntables and put them in a travel case. But you can actually buy the dust covers new from Panasonic now again, since Panasonic has started up production. The new ones fit the old turntables just fine. I was lucky and I got mine with a dust cover. That was in pretty good condition. At the time that I bought this turntable, around 2012, there were just tons of these things on eBay, so the prices had sunk quite a bit, and I was fortunate to be able to find one in really nice shape for a pretty good price. I used this turntable in my main system for many years. However, eventually I decided that a fully manual turntable in the system in my family room was probably not the best idea, so I ended up going to an automatic turntable up there, and this turntable has gone into my office now. So that's all I have to say about this turntable. If you have any questions about how to use it or how to set it up, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks for watching.